I'm not saying
It
that.
was that bad. Okay.
We're on.
No. We're on.
This guy did that. He says we're on.
We're on. I didn't say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on. Yeah, see how you know you gotta now you gotta improvise. Now you see what you're really working with.
You know how we do.
Yeah.
Well, we've been taxiing for a minute, and that's cool. We'll do the official opening and get on. Get on. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? This
The
thing
last
working?
word I heard was that this was a place for spoken word. A verbal visual gallery of lyrical works, each line designed to make your brains twerk. All said, some of them written, all spit into a mic check, 1, 2, shifting your points of perspective and adapting to your points of view. But as for me, I'm here to see that the job gets done. There's no fantasies and yellow brick roads, no time for chorus to run, because in my mind, each line should beat like a drum line from your heart to your mind, motivating your mouth to get shout outs and
Rewind.
I said, in my mind, each line should beat like a drum line, from your heart to your mind, motivating your mouth to get shout-outs and rewind, and at the very least, each piece should brushstroke the canvas, leaving you high as a kite as if your hookah was laced with cannabis, transforming this place into a space where lovers of this art can demand this and anything. Less than blessed, and might touch the mic tonight here at T-Bone's Hot Spot. This might be the crowd's. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WordPlay Cafe. October 25th, the show is officially open.
All right.
Was that a reference to Amendment 2, medical marijuana, the cannabis?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That hookah. Hookah lounge. We're gonna go ahead and do our regular usual kind of show tonight. The open mic list is always open. We're still broadcasting live on YouTube. So to everybody out in the YouTube world, Facebook world, hey, how you doing? I'm about to be joined at the mic by my partner in rhyme, the lovely Gregory, with a mouthful of vegetarian chili.
And it's good too.
That's the announcement, right? It's a public service announcement that they got
That's what right
vegetarian
Well,
chili
I
here.
can't announce the fact that I'm eating, but anyway, tell them it's vegetarian chili. I'm sorry. I paused it, yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. We want to take pictures. Yes.
Please.
See, I'm usually the one taking pictures, so I never get my picture taken, ever. Tons of pictures of him. None of me. Okay. Welcome to yet another installment of WordPlay Cafe. My name is Desiree. Partner in rhyme to Michael Paragon, aka Device One.
Device one.
We have two guidelines. We don't do rules. We tend to break them. First guideline is when you're here at WordPlay Cafe, we expect you to have a great time. It is interactive. If somebody says something that you like, you want to hear it again, you shout out.
Rewind.
Clap your hands, snap your fingers, stomp your feet, pat your table, shake keys. If you got keys on you, we want to hear from you.
Throw money.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of 20 now.
if you're gonna throw coins, make sure you aim for him. I bruise easy. I do. Anyway, the second guideline is respect the mic. Basically, we ask when someone is on the mic if you would keep the conversation down to a dull roll or if possible step outside. Public speaking is the #1 fear of us humans. We make it look real easy. It is not that easy. My personal motto, never let them see you sweat. Inside, the pterodactyls are swarming. I don't have butterflies. And I'm shaking like a leaf inside, but outside, I'm calm, cool, collected. You'll never know how terrified I am. However, not everyone is good at that. So please respect the mic. And with that being said,
Israel would like to.
Let's welcome back to the mic my partner in rhyme. Device one.
Yeah.
Since we're running on a slightly abbreviated time schedule tonight, I'm just gonna go right in at it. Well, I'd like to follow. And, oh, no. Awesome. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the following. I want you to encourage too. Joined this evening by my good friend Wendy. First time here. Thank you very much, Megan. I thought maybe she touched the mic, and it's all right, we're here for support. Love you. Love it.
Might as well take with a small crowd.
Yeah, well, you know what I like about small crowds though? It's intimate. You know, I can talk to y'all. Sometimes there's so many people in here, it's hard to give someone some attention. I never like going to a church where you feel like you're just another guy in the pew. You know what I'm saying? Pastor don't know you, all that kind of stuff. I have to find somewhere else to go. I like the small crowd. This works. This is one of the first pieces I actually memorized. I prefer it first. I've actually done that before. It's called the Fall. I cried out for help already. And apparently, not a spoken word was heard. All of the signs were there, and each of them was well lit. It was quite the sight to see for those predisposed and those who were tuned into it. But maybe, just maybe, if you would try to listen, none of this shit would happen at all. They say ostrich heads hit deep in the sand can't avoid or erase the painful landslides that a man's emotions can create. And it's a magnetic sinkhole that's taken hold of those close enough to be called my friends and those genetically doomed to be called my family. But they tend to lend a special name to this particular brand of insanity. And once the smoke clears, the loudest question to echo after me will be, was this what God had planned? Because I saw the same bright lights that should have led me to more than a 72-point double-space headline in the video gone viral. Those lights lit a one-way path that called louder to me than anyone who ever claimed to love me. They lit abscess cavities filled with blood-red memories that walked and talked 180 degrees to the love they said I found. But in my mind, it was all or nothing that gets taken or left behind. And no one chose to disclose the downside of dark thoughts. So now, amid a sea of burnt out lights tonight and never end, there's a place for me. There's a space for me amongst the calling, amongst the fallen. And so like Icarus, I fell. But you watched me. You watched me coming up a bright and promising star, but the melanin of this chocolate skin hid those tears that flowed like the sticks. And each devilish deed managed to succeed in planting a seed of regret, and each beget the next brick that built a wall so thick you couldn't go around, you couldn't go over, and you most definitely couldn't go through it. Because sometimes, y'all, sticks and stones, they break more than just bones. Sometimes they break hearts, sometimes they break lives, sometimes they break families and homes. And when love turns to pain, we tend to refrain from other options, right? Because love's supposed to be that come-all, end-all emotion that compels us all. But what happens when the love must suffer and bleed? What if your all was less than the need? I mean, where do you draw the finish line when your jog becomes a race amongst runners who aren't racing? I said, where do you draw the finish line when your jog becomes a race amongst runners who aren't racing? And how do you find your way back to the beginning when the best use for all those steps it took to get there is in erasing? But sometimes we can turn around those weapons on those who attack. And instead of burying the knife, it's a hand that you feel at your back. Because both of us know that this can't go on. This shit has got to stop. And so I fell. But maybe it was my tone. Because I cried out for help already. But apparently, not a spoken word was heard. signs were there, each of them was well lit. It was quite the sight to see for those who were exposed, those who were tuned into it. But maybe, just maybe, if you would try to listen, none of this shit would happen at all. No, I just touched it. That's 75%. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me help welcome our resident DJ and my lovely partner in rhyme, Desiree, back to the stage. I'm not sure what she's gonna do, but it's gonna be good.
Hello, hello. Alrighty. Interim. Meantime. A provisional arrangement. You've been the interim wife, the interim girlfriend, the interim lover. Interim. He's not with anyone else, but he's not quite with you either. Not the one to stay with, but the one to play with. And you're left wondering, why can't you be both? Interim. Piece of a man is better than no man. You've never prescribed to that particular ideology, but when you look back at your life, you see that's what you've been living. Interim. Living life backward. Conscious of the pattern, not knowing how to break it, but knowing you have to. Interim. It's not so much the submitting, it's submitting to the right man. But how do you know when every man believes he's the right man? Stop hearing it when he tells you you're sexy. In your 20s, it means something. But at 40 and 50 something, you already know you're sexy.
Right.
He's got to come better than that. Does he support your dreams?
Rewind. Well, I got you.
That was so cool. The hand up, you see, like, what do I say?
I saw the hand and I was like, oh, yeah, I know it's coming.
I teach you how
Teach you.
All right.
Stop hearing it when he tells you you're sexy. In your 20s, it means something. But at 40 and 50 something, you already know you're sexy. And he's got to come better than that. Does he support your dreams?
Hello.
Is he taking the time to get to know you? Does he look into your eyes and tell you how beautiful you are to him? And you can tell when he means it. Does he love and accept you exactly the way you are? Does he give you what you need? Know what your needs are and no longer be anymore. Thank you.
Oh, I love her.
See?
Love that.
I've never done this one before.
No, that's the first. No, I know.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again. Rewind the whole doggone thing.
I tell you what, I'll do it again before we leave.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, I'll do it again before we leave. And encore, okay, and encore before we leave.
Check it out.
Absolutely.
I found this untitled piece, like most of my pieces, they're untitled. I wrote this in 2009 and kind of forgot I had it.
New piece.
Ish.
New
New piece, 5 years old. I'm tired of this game. You say you love talking to me, and we talk almost every day, but lately you're always in the middle of something. And you're not calling that often anymore. I don't hear from you for days. And when I call you, you sound annoyed. Too busy to talk, but you call me right back.
Sound like me.
See, what you don't understand is sometimes I just want to hear your voice. And in order for me not to want to call you, not to want to need to hear your voice, something else needs to occupy that part of my mind. You should be concerned. So I push you out of my mind. I go to work, I go to class, I go to spoken word, and I get lonely. Lonely for a word from you. Lonely for the sound of your voice. Lonely for your touch. Lonely for your attention. Oh, and I'm still waiting for you to call me right back. So the days go and I still don't call you. I'm giving you the opportunity to do what you say you're going to do. Oh, and by the way, I'm no longer thinking about you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And on that note, while there is no music playing, Mr. Substitute DJ.
I'm trying to take your picture since you never use your picture. I'm trying to take your picture.
I'm trying to figure out how you really feel about that.
Let me cut the music. You can tell me on the radio.
What's really on your mind?
Well, see how I really feel about that is, on that note, let us welcome back to the mic my very handsome partner in rhyme, Device One.
Hey, okay, all right.
What you doing? You slacking. You slacking.
Part-time DJ, part-time DJ. I'm trying to be a full-time poet. Trying to be a full-time poet. And with that, let me make this grand announcement. Because we've kind of been hinting at it and pecking at it and moving 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Daisy reschedule is rather complicated. Mine is not. So, I'm putting together a tour of the whole state of Florida, beginning in November. I'll start at Fort Myers, work my way up to Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Gainesville, and then back down, and then back up again. So, you're going to have to shift. I am not. We're just taking a trial separation.
I'm not liking it already.
All right.
She just wrote a poem about you. You didn't hear?
I would think that.
Now I am now the interim partner in rhyme. Wow.
Sorry. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know what just because I'm on the mic, you want to keep it one?
I was trying to.
All right, technology is not, you take it.
Already in there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I so yeah, that's Wednesday stuff, yeah. Yeah.
Hello there. I'll just get ready to cut some.
Crazy network, everybody.
Not for me. Not for you, for me. I'll be right back.
You feeling good?
Yes, I need y'all moving.
I won't even cut it in front of you.
The next piece I'll do is called Skyscrapers.
I was waiting for you to
Yeah.
let me know.
Right.
That's my favorite.
That's what I'm about. Yeah.
For 7 days, I sat and watched the sunset in a weak attempt to temporarily forget what my heart wouldn't allow me to.
Let me see. Do we have any?
And as my emotions conspired against me and my tears struggled to extinguish the fires burning within me, I realized that nothing and no one else mattered right then, or right now. Because now the plural had become singular, and it's the aching vacancy of her departure that proves to me, to her, everything really was as important as my next breath. As my right hand embraced her left. As her flesh pressed into mine, as our bodies intertwined until that last post-orgasmic sigh leaves her chest. And in my mind, I see steam as the sunset kisses the horizon and nightfall invites me to dream again. But dream of what? There's no brown eyes calling to me, inviting soft lips and sweet tongue, because for the first time in the worst way in a lifetime, I'm totally undone. And she knows that I know that she knows that she's hurting too, because it's a special kind of connection that we've always had, and we probably always will too. So there's no sense in my self-defense of some type of hyped up bravado, because that part of me that she maintains is missing. And nothing and no one else can heal this shit. Just as sure as my worst enemy was that little dude from 3rd grade who used to jack me for my fruit cups, but I wouldn't even want him to feel this shit, because skyscrapers built on poor foundations can only do 2 things well. That's amaze and fascinate the lovers of architecture and break hearts when they crash all the hell. And among those twisted beams of love and struggle, mangled amidst the cementatious rubble, they neither prove nor defy the laws of love or teach them. They're the soon rusting reminders that love sometimes wears blinders. And for those of us who need that shit the most, sometimes it just can't reach them. It's like that elevator car slowly climbing to the 123rd floor because we're racing to the rooftops without the security room doors. And even though we realize our steps are impaired, we proceed to press on with our knees until we bleed upstairs. And as the sum of all fears has a zero net worth, and we stare slack-jawed in awe at the curvature of Mother Earth, then those brown eyes did call to me. And I answered those soft lips and that sweet tongue. And as her right hand slid from my left, I realized then that my world would soon be undone, because skyscrapers built on poor foundations can only do 2 things well. It's amazing and fascinating the lovers of architecture and break hearts when they crash over the hill. The brown eyes remain brown for tears as gravity did what gravity always does, reclaiming and repossessing those things our hearts ever had the nerve to claim for love. You see, the best laid plans and well-chosen materials must be selected with discerning eyes. Because in the end, we're either the architects of our own successes or the architects of our own demise.
Amen. Boy, good.
I'm sure. You wanted to touch them, huh? Okay, all right. That means we've got more than one poet in the house. We got more than 2 poets in the house.